When I first started my page, I didn't really think about organization, and it became apparent to me that I had to start organizing my photographs and albums because there were so many, and to go back and find things became difficult if I didn't categorize them. And I used the album feature on Facebook to do that. Recently, I discovered, hey, I have been organizing by how I got negatives in. Like, I may have gotten in a batch of, say, 60 negatives, so I would make an album for those 60 negatives, and they may have been from Pennsylvania, they may have been from New York, what have you, but I was just creating albums of that collection, if you will. I realized I really needed to make albums based on state because that's really helpful, I think, to me certainly, but to other people. And so here's an example of when I'm talking about albums. These are the albums I currently have, and I'm cleaning them up. So this is not fine tuned in any way, but you have Massachusetts, and not in alphabetical order. I want them to be in alphabetical order, and I hope that I can do that if I can figure out how to edit in that fashion. But you can see I've started to make albums for states. This is not, this is where I have to clean up, and so I have to move this to the all these 17 photographs have to be moved to the Pennsylvania album. I just haven't done that yet. But this is what I was talking about from the beginning. I got in a collection of photographs from Allentown, Linville, PA, and I just made an album for that instead of an album for Pennsylvania. So those will be moved into the Pennsylvania album. Sometimes it's miscellaneous and it's just not going to fit into a particular album, and that's okay too. I have an album for stars. I have an album for photographs that I restore and colorize for clients. This I will always keep. I have over 700 negatives, so I will always keep a separate negative for the Nathan Carroll White photographs. They're out of Gainesville, Georgia. Actually, I have no other Georgia photographs, so it's kind of, makes sense anyway. Miscellaneous, this is where I don't know what the negatives are, where they're from. I have no idea where they're from. And so I have two California ones, and I have to move this one out of this album, and it's, for some reason, it's giving me a fits about that. So eventually this one will be moved to California. This is South Dakota, and I don't have any other South Dakota pictures, so for right now I'm going to this is all photographs of John Johnson. I have over 200 of those negatives, so I probably would keep that. The same with the Child's Art Gallery. I don't have any other Michigan photographs, but I have so many of the negatives, I probably would keep this. Lancaster, PA, that's the same thing. I'm challenged by this one because there's a lot of good negatives out of here. So do I want to jumble them up into the Pennsylvania one? I don't know yet. And this is the Wydell collection. I was very grateful that this person donated lots of negatives to me, and some of these are in New Jersey, some are in Pennsylvania. So I haven't really divided those up yet, but I probably will at some point in time. Same thing with this. This was I have a lot of negatives from this photographer, Joseph Bauer, and so I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I haven't finally organized all these things. You can see this is one of famous people. Again, this this picture, there's one picture in here, has to be moved to Pennsylvania. So you can see where I'm at here. I'm trying to be organized. This is Arkansas. This is holiday stuff. You know, I got some negatives from France and some other photographs that are kind of mixed up a little bit. Like this should go in here. Why this is here, I don't know. I made 2 albums mistakenly, and so yeah, so it's just, you can see it's kind of a challenge to organize these. So I hope this gives you a little bit of a perspective on what I've got going on. Yes, I'm still cleaning these up, and yeah, so it's a lot of work.